Hi there, I'm Tom Pepperkamp, a platform product owner. That's right, platforms should be treated as products. Platform engineering is a new and rapidly evolving field. To help you navigate this space, I've created a video series that dives into the why, what, and how of platform engineering. This series pulls together insights from top quality public resources, organizing them into focused topics to create a crash course in platform engineering. Each video is curated to support your platform engineering journey, offering practical knowledge and insights to deepen your understanding of its principles and potential. Let's get started. Throughout my talk, I'll be referencing content from leading voices in our industry. A big shout out to these rock stars for their amazing blogs and conference talks. You'll find all the sources listed at the end of the video. These references aren't just for ethics, they're packed with valuable insights that I highly recommend exploring. So, if you enjoy this video, definitely check them out and dive deeper. Hello and welcome. In this session, we'll explore the concept of platform as a product and why it's a necessity for platform engineering teams. We'll answer two key questions. What is platform as a product? And why should we adopt this approach? Platform as a product is an engineering concept that recommends approaching and managing internal platforms the same way as customer-facing products, with a product mindset. Building a successful platform is far from a walk in the park. It's a complex endeavor that requires more than just technical expertise. As we'll see, simply throwing tools together doesn't guarantee success and can even lead to frustration. In fact, there are many ways platform initiatives can go off the rails. So, what does platform done wrong look like? We can broadly categorize the pitfalls into two scenarios. On the one hand, teams are essentially playing the rename game with siloed knowledge and little to no developer self-service. On the other, we have teams playing platform as a product badly. Notice how both of these scenarios point to a breakdown in communication and shared understanding. A successful platform requires more than just the right tools. It needs a culture that fosters collaboration and empathy. That's why platform teams need to be collaborative, user-centric product teams in every sense of the word. Let's dig into what that really means. Before we dive into what platform as a product is and how to do it, let's begin with why it's so important. In our first video on the evolution of DevOps, we discussed the phenomenon of being stuck in the middle, that frustrating plateau where teams struggle to move from medium to high performance. We learned that the key to escaping the middle phase is a successful platform team approach. If that sounds like your organization, I highly encourage you to revisit that video. It sets the stage for why a new approach is needed to overcome this stagnation. A refresher. Ultimately, the why behind building platforms at all is to reduce cognitive load. By abstracting away complexity and providing self-service capabilities, we free up development teams to focus on what they do best, building and delivering value. But here's the catch. Not all platforms are created equal. If a platform is too rigid or overly prescriptive, it can actually increase cognitive load, defeating its very purpose. To avoid this pitfall, platforms need to be compelling. They should be designed as internal products that developers want to use. So, how do we escape the middle phase of DevOps? Platform doesn't auto-magically unstuck you. The key is treating your platform as a product. It's about embracing a product mindset, which involves understanding user needs, iterating based on feedback, and continually evolving the platform to deliver value. So, what does this product mindset entail? A helpful guide is this looking glass report from ThoughtWorks. ThoughtWorks emphasizes that platforms should be viewed as products with customers that need to be won over. This requires a compelling value proposition, clear roadmap, and dedicated resources to support those customers. Like any good product, the platform needs ongoing attention, adapting in response to developer feedback and the ever-changing business landscape. Similarly, VMware highlights the importance of understanding that a platform is not just an off-the-shelf piece of software. It's a constantly evolving set of reusable services that needs to be integrated with existing systems to create valuable outcomes for your business. And importantly, it should be a recognizable internal brand, something developers identify with and trust. So, I think we're all on the same page. Treat the platform as a product. We know why this approach is important: to reduce cognitive load and escape the middle phase of DevOps. And we know what we need to do: build curated self-service interfaces. So, how do we actually apply this product thinking to internal platforms? To answer that, let's start with the first question now and define what a platform as a product is. Many of you will be familiar with this quote attributed to Henry Ford. If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. The sentiment is that customers often articulate solutions, how to solve a problem, rather than the underlying what, the actual need or goal. Here's the thing: Henry Ford never said that. Something that Ford actually said was, if there is any one secret of success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and see things from that person's angle as well as from your own. This highlights the essential need to truly understand your developer's needs. So, how does this apply to platform engineering? Simple. When your developers ask for a specific tool or configuration, don't just blindly build it. Dig deeper. Understand the underlying problem they're trying to solve. That user centricity is the key to defining what a platform as a product truly is. A platform simplifies something for users. This is core to its value proposition, simplifying the jobs to be done that your developers need to accomplish. A platform evolves to take advantage of technology changes. It needs to stay current and relevant, adapting to new tools and practices. A platform is carefully designed and curated. Think of it as a well-stocked toolbox, where every tool has its purpose and is easy to find. It is long-lived and evolves over time in response to the needs and desires of the users. It is as important to remove unused or underused features as much as it is to evolve new features and functions. A platform should only do what it needs to do. A platform is optional to use. No team is forced to use the platform. As we'll discuss, mandated platforms can backfire. Crucially, a platform is owned by a team. You build it, you own it, you're responsible for its success. And, like any good product, your platform should have a name. Giving your platform a name helps with internal branding and promotes a sense of ownership. These characteristics highlight that platforms aren't just about technology, they're about creating a valuable and user-friendly product. That last point, that the platform is optional to use, is particularly important and worth zooming in on. The reality is that a mandated platform can actually increase cognitive load and slow down teams. If developers are forced to use a platform that doesn't meet their needs, they'll find workarounds, leading to increased complexity and frustration. So, how can we balance the need for consistency and control with the need to empower developers and provide flexibility? Gartner suggests mandating controls, such as architecture and security, instead of platform adoption. This includes enabling teams to choose to self-comply with these requirements or follow the compelling paved road of platform engineering. This ideal approach can work, but only if governance is in place. If teams can choose to self-comply but there's no enforcement, they may end up building uncompliant environments, viewing the platform as a burden rather than a valuable tool. In his blog post, Tom Garrity highlights the core premise of platform as a product, to explicitly recognize the platform as a separate, long-lived system. It sits between the infrastructure and the customer-facing applications. To ensure its success, the platform requires a dedicated team, well-defined practices, and a sustainable budget. This ensures consistency in the platform layer while enabling flexibility and innovation in the application layer. Hannah Foxwell emphasizes that good fences make good neighbors. Each layer, infrastructure, platform, and applications should own their service in production and their path to production. The platform team provides the services and the application teams consume them. This helps to clearly define responsibilities, which is essential for building a successful platform product. Think of the platform product as consisting of composable services, or what Critics calls promises. These promises are building blocks with organizational standards baked in, providing sensible defaults and supported services like observability and backup plans. Promises can be offered individually, similar to infrastructure as a service, IaaS, or they can be combined into higher level promises, forming golden paths within your internal developer platform, IDP, to support the entire software development lifecycle. The concept of a platform product can feel abstract, but at its core, it's simply a well-defined group of services. These services are provided by a service owner and consumed by developers to solve specific problems. In the context of platforms, these services are your individual SaaS offerings and your higher level promises that support the entire development workflow. So, a good platform product ultimately leads to happy users, eliminates technology bloat, and reduces cognitive load. What are the ingredients for that again? To build this kind of platform, you need more than just technology. You need to apply a product mindset. This includes developing a clear product strategy, focusing on developer delight, iterating based on feedback, and tracking key metrics like adoption and value delivered. So, what does it mean to apply a product mindset? Philippe Olivier identifies 6 key focus areas: user engagement and value delivery, strategic alignment and vision, collaboration and team dynamics, data-driven decision-making, ethics and professional development, and risk management and resilience. It's about more than building a technical solution that helps developers. It's about crafting a valuable product that they love to use. Let's see how Olivier's self-assessment tool can help identify where your organization needs to focus. This self-assessment tool covers those 6 key areas with a series of diagnostic statements. This assessment isn't just about technical capabilities. It's also about how well your team collaborates, communicates, and values user feedback. It's a reflection of your organizational culture. By honestly assessing your team's responses, you can identify strengths and weaknesses and gain a clearer understanding of your organization's product mindset. I highly recommend checking it out and seeing where you can improve. Here's another view of the product mindset through this capability model, which focuses on functionality, usability, feedback, and community. This is a concrete way to foster a product mindset, but remember to adapt it to your specific context. This holistic workflow demonstrates the iterative nature of product development. Structured as a double loop, the left side evaluates ideas and decides on viability. The right side realizes those ideas in an iterative build, launch, evaluate, iterate process. It aligns with common product management concepts like the double diamond and offers a comprehensive view of what building a modern product entails. In this context, collaboration means understanding user needs and determining a viable, value-driven product to match. Take a closer look at this model and consider how you currently do or don't do the mentioned steps. It's clear that product management is key to a successful platform. But, as Matthew Skelton points out, it can also be one of the trickiest aspects of adopting a team topologies approach. Given what we've learned so far about platform as a product and the required product mindset, it's no surprise that platform is not easy, remember? VMware highlights the importance of having the right people in the product manager role and describes several key personas. It seems that the ideal product manager combines various qualities: an alchemist that distills disparate requirements into a clear vision, a visionary that isn't afraid to question legacy thinking, an influencer that fosters strong relationships, and a lean champion that relentlessly pursues the elimination of waste. The latter, the lean champion, is especially important because maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. We want to escape the build trap. So, the build trap is what happens if we don't treat our platform as a product. You might end up building a feature factory, churning out features without understanding if they are needed or solving the right problems. To avoid this, we need to follow a typical product management approach. Understand our users, make their lives easier, ruthlessly prioritize, take small steps, and iterate quickly based on feedback. Does your organization reward or punish experimentation and learning from failures? The answer to that question says a lot about your readiness for platform as a product. Now, think of your IT department. Do you see a team lead, product owner, or another person capable of making this platform journey a success? One of the best ways to avoid the build trap is to start small and iterate. To explore that thought, let's zoom in to the concepts of minimum viable product, MVP, shortest path to value, SPV, and thinnest viable platform, TVP, to see if they can help us further. The key thing to remember is that platforms are brownfield. Every DevOps team already has a platform, whether they know it or not. We don't start companies with platform teams. We start with engineering teams deploying to production. So, when we intentionally start building a platform, we're not in a greenfield situation. As Wikipedia states, brownfield development describes problem spaces needing the development and deployment of new software systems in the immediate presence of existing legacy software applications, icon systems. This presents a challenge for the traditional MPV approach. As Megan Waters points out in this ThoughtWorks article, MVPs are designed to test a market hypothesis with minimal resources. This approach works well in the greenfield, but not necessarily in a brownfield situation. To understand why, let's look at the idea of hypothesis testing a little deeper. The build, measure, learn loop is great for hypothesis testing if you're starting from scratch, but in a brownfield situation, your DevOps teams have already built something. So you need to start with learning. Kat Morris perfectly captured this idea with her presentation From Greenfield Dreams to Brownfield Realities, advocating we adapt our approach accordingly. For platforms, we need to rethink the MPV. Instead of trying to build a slice of everything, Kat Morris suggests focusing on the shortest path to value, SPV, enabling a user to complete one job from beginning to end. In her words, think cupcake over one slice of a big pie. This one job from beginning to end concept aligns with the jobs to be done JTBD theory. By understanding the underlying job that your developers are trying to accomplish, you can focus on building a platform that truly solves their problems. To clarify that job to be done, here are two examples. When I need to deploy my first microservice to production, and when my microservice is running in production, I want to. They also highlight that we should look at the full software development lifecycle, not just day one operations. User story mapping can be used together with JTBD to break down that job into smaller activities and tasks. The backbone comes from the job to be done, and the rest breaks it down. The key here is a thin, end-to-end release slice focused on delivering value quickly, an SPV. Can you picture a workshop with your developers, mapping out their jobs to be done and defining SPVs for your platform? So, we've talked about how to get started, focusing on the shortest path to value instead of using an MVP approach. But how do we ensure that the platform itself doesn't become bloated and unwieldy? That's where the concept of a thinnest viable platform comes in, a platform that is just big enough to meet the needs of its users, but no bigger. Manuel Paes defines a thinnest viable platform, TVP, as the smallest set of APIs, documentation, and tools needed to accelerate teams developing modern software services and systems. You might recall the lean champion product manager persona, the need to escape the build trap, and the previous slide, which emphasizes to keep your platform small. The goal is to only maintain the custom platform components that uniquely improve your business ability to deliver value. Use the SPV concept for new ideas and the TVP concept to direct the lifespan of the product. Matthew Skelton emphasizes that the TVP is about thinness to avoid a massive platform. It remains throughout an organizational evolution, whereas MVP is normally the first stage of something larger. One key to a thin platform is avoiding bad abstractions. You should always be improving workflows, not just creating layers of abstraction for the sake of it. Make the getting started workflow easier, remove day zero choices by setting strong defaults, and use your knowledge of the application stack to make common patterns easier. Those are the jobs to be done plus user story. Mapping insights implemented. But be careful when hiding existing abstractions altogether. As Nathan Yellen points out, over time, everyone either reflects the Kubernetes API or reinvents it poorly. As Peter Gillard-Moss from ThoughtWorks puts it, platforms are a means of centralizing expertise while decentralizing innovation to the customer or user. The centralizing expertise part links directly to Tom Garaity's core premise of platform as a product. By focusing on a centralized platform that truly enables developers to deliver value in a consistent and reliable way, you decentralize innovation and you can avoid building unnecessary abstractions and keep your platform lean. Remember, complexity is the result of requirements and doesn't disappear. It can only be reassigned. So, be wary of claims that your platform will eliminate the need for developers to do something. Instead, focus on reassigning that complexity to the right place, centralizing expertise where it makes sense. A platform should be a foundation that elevates you. Building on top of it shouldn't mean starting from scratch, but building on the creations of others. As Gregor Hope explains, there are two ways to approach platform development: a sinking platform or a floating platform. With a sinking platform, you invest heavily in custom-built components, but as the underlying base platform, e.g., Kubernetes, evolves, your platform becomes bloated and redundant. A floating platform, on the other hand, embraces the thinnest viable platform principle and is designed to adapt to changes in the base platform, allowing you to shed custom components and focus on new areas of innovation. By maintaining a floating platform that adheres to the TVP, you can continue to deliver value to your developers without duplicating effort or building unnecessary complexity. Here are 6 TVP guiding principles as defined by TradeMe, beautifully summarized in this illustration. While platform, product, just big enough, and golden path are probably clear to you by now, the open contribution model deserves some more explanation. Think of it like an open source project within your company. While the dedicated platform team maintains the core, anyone can contribute new features. In consultation with the platform maintainers, of course, this ensures the platform evolves to meet specific needs without unnecessary bloat. It also guarantees that the platform is built from real needs, not from what the platform team thinks developers need. Open contribution is about culture. It isn't just about allowing contributions, it's about actively encouraging them and recognizing the value of diverse perspectives. Is your platform team truly open to feedback and contributions from anyone? Opinionated but sensible is another important trait. Rather than dictating every detail, the platform offers sensible but adjustable defaults, while organizational standards are built in as a convention for things like security and compliance. They reduce friction, simplify complex choices, and create a smoother developer experience. So, start with the shortest path to value and then maintain it through the thinnest viable platform. How well do these TVP principles line up with your approach? We've discussed the importance of a product mindset and the SPV-TVP approach to build a successful platform. However, all of this will fall flat if you don't put developers at the center of your strategy. So, let's zoom in from a broader product mindset to a more zoomed-in user-centric one, using all of the insights we've gained along the way. What does it really mean to put developers in the driver's seat? It means using software engineering techniques to manage cloud complexity. The ultimate goal is to ensure that developers can stay focused on writing code, not wrestling with infrastructure. That's why, like a developer-first infrastructure, it's all about having a problem-first mindset. Your internal developer platform must solve a problem your developers have. If you can answer yes to the question of a problem-first approach, your implementation has solid reasoning and the path towards a great product is much clearer. Have you clearly defined the problems your platform is solving? Let's reiterate, move away from what impressive tech you can build and toward what you should build, and build that. Solve problems and they will come. If you don't, you'll fall victim to the build trap, focusing on technology over value. Let's look at some examples. These are just some common problems. Do you recognize any of them in your own development workflows? Or perhaps you're grappling with other challenges not listed here. It's important to have a clear understanding of these pain points before even thinking about building a platform. These product lenses highlight the 3 factors you need to consider to ensure you are actually solving a problem. Does the solution solve a real desire from our end user? Desirability? Is this a sound product given current business resources? Viability? Is building this given current technology feasible? The desirability lens is the most important one from a user-centric perspective. If there's no desire from the end user, the other 2 lenses don't matter. Is there actually a problem? Is our product solving it? And perhaps most importantly, is the experience great? A platform isn't just a collection of tools, it's a curated experience for engineers. The word curated implies the product should be selected, organized, and presented using professional or expert knowledge. By understanding the developers and their specific use case, a better platform will come to fruition. Great understanding is the foundation for improved desirability. Don't underestimate the knowledge your developers possess. They are on the front lines experiencing these problems firsthand. This isn't just about collecting feedback through surveys, it's about true partnership with application teams. Develop your platform with them, not for them. As you begin developing your platform, strong collaboration with application teams is key. And that means more than just asking them what they want. It means actively observing their workflows, understanding their pain points, and building trust through consistent communication and responsiveness. This collaborative stage evolves into a more established X-as-a-service model with support and well-written documentation, but doesn't mean the collaboration ends. New iterations will follow. Remember, the A platform evolves to take advantage of technology changes. Building trust early is crucial to reduce adoption delays later. The reason for this has something to do with behavioral economic concepts like prospect theory or the endowment effect. People will value something they already have more than something new. You can overcome that bias by helping people get started by building early trust. In team topologies terms, we can facilitate initial interactions and enable developers to adopt the new services later. However, you need to be aware of the dangers of platform enablement. Enabling activities can derail the platform roadmap, so plan accordingly. By reserving dedicated time for facilitation, like planting seeds as we discussed, and for onboarding activities, we can avoid overcommitment of the platform team in other helping tasks. A final thought on developer centricity I share comes from Gregor Hope. Developers' lives aren't static. They're going through a learning curve and also going through a product lifecycle. They start simple and then their needs and their ideas become more sophisticated and more complex, and the scale of what they operate might also increase. With your platform attempts to make their lives easier, you'll never get a perfect linear curve. This is where the trade-offs lie. Always be aware of what you're doing. Let's recap what we've discussed so far. Platform teams take time to establish, but they drive true impact with speed, scalability, and consistency. To unleash that potential, it's crucial to have a dedicated product manager. Remember, most platform initiatives fail because of a lack of focus on organizational dynamics. You need to explicitly focus on team interactions, developer experience, feedback loops, and product management. And finally, treat your platform as a product, not a project. The folks from Team Topologies created a platform manifesto that perfectly summarizes our key learnings. Teams and interactions, adoption and engagement, and a rich customer experience are all essential ingredients for success. So, how well does this manifesto, along with those TFP guiding principles, align with your current approach to building and managing platforms? Could this guide your decisions every day? To sum it all up, in a platform as a product elevator pitch, treat your internal platform as a product, understand your developers' problems, and make their lives easier with a carefully curated, compelling, and most importantly, optional platform product. Now, join Luca from platformengineering.org as he recaps the core concepts of platform as a product for you.
Hi, I'm Luca from the Platform Engineering community. In this video, we're going to dive into platform as a product and how platform teams can use this approach to build better self-service capabilities for application developers and broadly their engineering organization. Alright, so first of all, what is platform engineering? Well, platform engineering is the discipline of designing workflows and golden paths for developers so that they can self-serve the tech and tools they need to run their apps and services without having to depend on their operation colleagues. The sum of these golden paths is commonly referred to as an internal developer platform, or IDP for short. The IDP is the product that is built by the platform engineering team and shipped to the rest of the org as a product. So what do we mean by platform as a product? Platform as a product means building, extending, and maintaining your internal developer platform using product management principles and best practices. The idea was actually first brought up in ThoughtWorks Technology Radar in 2017, and it was then popularized among a broader audience thanks to the book Team Topologies by Manuel Pais and Matthew Skelton. So in this context, platform as a product means building a platform that is customer-focused with developers as the primary customers of the platform team. Having platform engineering teams take ownership of the core functionality of the platform layer and do internal marketing to get all the stakeholders within an organization aligned. It means assigning product management responsibilities that include continuous improvement activities, such as road mapping, usage metric data gathering, and quality monitoring. And also avoiding the common phenomenon, especially in large enterprises, of layering different platform teams that are split by tech stack. Following a platform as a product mindset, the platform built by the platform team competes against other solutions, and customers, the developers, need to experience it as something significantly better than the status quo. So instead of building something on their best guess, for the platform team, everything needs to start with user research. You need to conduct interviews with developers regarding their pain points and figure out what they really need. You have to identify the actions that are performed most often and cause pain, and have a clear user testing and feedback loops in place. Then, based on this user research, come up with a roadmap aligned with your mission statement, not to be confused with a backlog of nice-to-haves. Now, building a platform is one thing, but marketing and selling the platform internally is actually more difficult. To ensure developer adoption, platform teams need to use different kinds of messaging for different kinds of personas. To treat your platform as a product ultimately means to ensure that the platform engineering org creates value by solving organizational problems. You also need to make sure that your platform team is building a product that developers really love. Quick side comment. When evaluating whether to build your own platform following a platform as a product approach, it is also important to consider whether this is the best solution for your team right now. If you don't have the budget to hire a dedicated platform team, for example, it might not be the most feasible option for you at the moment. In such cases, adopting a PaaS, or platform as a service, or an end-to-end platform solution may be more suitable. It is crucial, however, to have an exit plan in place in case you need to transition to a platform as a product later on. As your business grows, you may encounter scalability issues and increased complexity, and the PaaS solution you start using today can often become obsolete in a year from now. This is when shifting to an IDP built with a platform as a product approach can be extremely powerful. Thank you for watching our video on platform engineering and platform as a product.
One more thing. To truly embrace the product mindset, we need to talk about measuring value. It's critical to measure the success of your platform. How else will you know if it's delivering value and truly solving developers' problems? It sounds obvious, but it's often overlooked and far from easy, especially when it comes to measuring the success of your IDP. A key goal of platform engineering is reducing cognitive load. But how do you actually measure something as intangible as cognitive load? And how will you then translate that into a convincing story for the CFO? That's why Manuel Pais recommends focusing on the last mile, measuring the generated value of your platform. This slide demonstrates that measuring platform value is a journey. It starts with building trust, then sharing success stories, and measuring internal metrics. The last mile is about translating that into external metrics that the entire organization understands, like return on investment, cost control, and time to market. If you want to learn more about this journey, I highly recommend checking out Manuel Pais' talk. I might create a video on that subject in the future. The ultimate goal is to transform internal platforms from mere technical solutions into strategic assets, fostering a collective understanding and appreciation across stakeholders. That's what the last mile is all about. The stuff that platform teams do is context for application teams. Things that are necessary but don't directly contribute to the customer's value. But for the platform team themselves, all of this stuff lies within their core. It's their reason for being. By focusing on value creation and rigorously measuring the impact of platforms on the amount of time application teams can spend above the value line, you can demonstrate that this platform team contributes to the company's value and can be viewed as a strategic asset. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this session insightful and engaging. If you like this video, why not share it with your peers? Feel free to reach out if you'd like to discuss platforms and platform as a product further. Stay tuned for my upcoming video From Product Vision to Product Goal, where we'll explore the different business objectives and related potential product goals. Because you can do anything, but not everything. Thank you for sticking around to the end. The remainder of this video contains an overview of all resources used. There's some great stuff out there, often with references to even more great stuff. Are you ready to go down this rabbit hole?